Since we are one family and one nation, and we are in this vehicle together, to change the narrative and bring about economic prosperity of our country. Are we ready? The Renew Hope agenda is more than economic growth. Like I said at the opening, we can spend the money, but we cannot spend the people. We have a responsibility to our country to make sure we change completely the narrative about Nigeria. If we have problems, let's talk to one another. Let's have conversations, gentle conversations about our country. It's not about just leave me alone, I'm going home. You may not have a home. There's nothing you can do successfully without good health care, reduction in poverty. Like I said before, poverty is not a shameful thing, but it's not acceptable. Are we going to dig our people out of it? If you look at your background, no matter how wealthy you are today, there's a trace of poverty in it.
Contract scandal. Tinubu Simon's interior minister. Yeah, there is a scandal in Nigeria, and Tinubu Ahmed has summoned the interior minister to come and explain what is really going on. It's quite tough. It's like funny that when politicians are campaigning to get into public offices, they make a lot of promises, right? They tell us, we will do this, we will do that, we will drain the swamp, we will clear out corruption, we will make sure that all those who have stolen government money be held accountable, we will try to bring more money into the treasury, blah, 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 blah. But you know what? When they get in, nothing changed. Instead, it gets worse, right? Because before Buhari came, he was like, I'm going to drain the swamp. I'm going to make sure that everyone in Abuja who is corrupted be held accountable. But when he got in, no way. We saw people stealing again and again and again and again, right? So he left. We have Tinubu who just came in, and now we are having scandals. So let's see. A leaked memo being circulated online showed that a firm linked to the minister received a substantial sum labeled as consultancy fees from the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation. President Bola Tinubu has summoned the Minister of Interior over his alleged involvement of the controversial Naira 438 million contract scandal involving the suspended Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation. The Nation newspaper reports that Mr. Tunjo was summoned by the president on Tuesday. The minister is expected to explain his role in the contract awarded to New Planet Project Limited, a firm linked to him. A leaked memo being circulated online shows that a firm linked to the minister received a substantial sum labeled as consultancy fees from the Minister of Humanitarian and Poverty Alleviation. That's what they do, right? They bounce funds back and forth. When they go into public offices, they have friends and colleagues already, and they award contracts to their friends and their colleagues. Sometimes they just create projects from nowhere, like imaginary projects, and then they pump government funds into it. I am skeptical. I am not so sure that anything is going to anything will happen to them. I am not so sure. I think they won't do them anything because remember, in Africa, it's never about corruption. It's never about embezzlement. It's about what? Infighting within the party. I won't be shocked to find out that these people who are allegedly linked to a contract worth this amount of money are having a kind of like infighting, political infighting with other people within their party. And that is why they are being put out to dry. I won't be shocked because I have seen this play out in Africa time and time and time again. But you know what? Let's move on to the next story of the day. Nigerian army arrests soldiers film assaulting civilians. Yeah, in Africa, this is very common. When people become uniformed men and women, when people are given position of responsibility and power, they then turn it on the same people they are supposed to be protecting. It's only in Africa that you see a uniformed person, maybe a police or a military person, physically assaulting a civilian. And most of the times, they go scot-free. No one is being held accountable. No one wants to look into the issue. You will see a uniformed person maltreating a civilian. Mostly soldiers. This is what they do all the time in Africa. We, the common people in Africa, we suffer a lot from their hands. Even in my own community, when I was growing up, it was like a very common phenomenon in my neighborhood. Soldiers will come from nowhere. They will knock on people's door. They will pull them outside and they will rub them in the mud. You will see men and women being rubbed in the mud. And after that, they will get into their armored vehicles and they will drive away. And nothing will happen to them. You will see a soldier sitting in a beer parlor with a gun. And when they drink and get drunk, they start misbehaving. Sometimes they get into fights and nothing happens to them. Nothing. You can't see this in the Western world. No, you can never see this in the Western world. It won't happen. Only in Africa. So let's continue. In the 32 seconds video clip, two persons, one in army uniform and the other in a t-shirt, could be seen using a belt to beat a young man who appeared helpless. What a shame. The Nigerian army said it has arrested two of its soldiers filmed assaulting a civilian in a viral video in Rivers State, South Nigeria. Danjuma, acting Deputy Director, Army Public Relations, 6th Division Headquarters, Port Harcourt, stated this in a statement on Wednesday. The General Officer Commanding 6th Division, Nigeria Army Land Component Commander, Joint Task Force, South Operation Data Staff, Major General Jamal has directed that a full-scale investigation be conducted immediately. He has further reassured that no stone will be left unturned to sanction those involved. Well, let's hope they get the job done. Let's hope that the people who were assaulted can finally get justice. And I'm saying this from experience, from what I've seen. The Nigerian army is only getting involved because this video went viral. That is the only reason they're getting involved. hadn't been that people saw this and people filmed it and the video went viral, nothing, believe me, my brothers and sisters, nothing would have happened. I know Africa. Nothing. So it's quite a shame. It's really a shame. But to you guys out there, let us know your take on the stories we covered today. Which of them resonated with you? Please leave us a comment in the comment section below, because like always, we love hearing what you have to say. Please don't forget to like this video, share this video, follow our Facebook page, and most importantly, subscribe to this channel, because that helps us a lot and we shall forever be grateful to you. So thank you much for doing just that. And like always, see you in the next one.